Hello, and welcome to episode 137 of Bardic Quest. Our heroes find themselves in a fierce battle against a Wyvern, and seemingly an assassin who has just leapt off the back of the Wyvern and is now challenging Sergei to a direct fight. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. We are at the top of round 3. Sergei, you are actually up first this round.
Brilliant.
Every round for that matter. You have this dark-clothed man who's just leapt down from this wyvern who is gesturing to you to come and fight him. He is quite heavily wounded at this point. But he seems eager to take you on all the same. He's only about 5 or 10 feet away from you, so very easy for you to get to. Cool. Otherwise, there is a wyvern just above in the air, about 40 feet above you right now. So, what would you like to do?
Seeing that I'm in a bit of a pinch already,
hang on a second. The sound issues have, of course, just kicked in just as we've got started. Give me a sec.
Brilliant.
Hang on. Okay, I think I fixed it. Right, go ahead then, James.
Given that Sergei's in a bit of a pinch, he's probably going to go and cast... Well, he's going to look at this figure, and his eyes are going to start to kind of go this necrotic black as he starts lacing these whispers towards this shadow on his way towards him. As I cast Dissonant Whispers at 3rd level.
Dissonant Whispers at 3rd level, you say?
Yes.
Alright. So he needs to make a saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw, yeah.
3rd level spell slots.
Oh, what a time for a natural 20.
Oh, what a bastard. Well, he still takes half damage.
Alright, okay. So, roll for damage for me then. That's a lot of dice.
Yeah, 5d6. 18 hit points of damage, halve that to 9.
9 points of damage. Alrighty. Okay. So, yes. Would you like to describe these whispers?
Yeah, they're just a kind of a wash of shanties and kind of, they almost sound like waves crashing against rocks, and the splitting of wood of ships as I mutter them forward to him. Seeing that they don't have that much of an effect, I'm just going to go cool and slowly back up about my full movement, so 25 feet, just...
Alright. Okay, cool. So, 25 feet full movement to back off, yeah?
I believe so, yeah.
Alright.
Yes, yeah.
So, are you backing off towards Saga?
Yeah, please. Actually, that'd be lovely.
Alright, cool. Alright, so next up then, on the other side of this kind of outcropping and bushes and things, is Marvellus, currently mounted upon your horse. The guy that has just jumped down is probably about 40 feet from your current position.
Well, I am on a horse.
Superb. So, what would you like to do?
Seeing him land,
Yes.
I would say, finally! And I'm going to ride towards him,
Yeah.
one eye on the wyvern behind, and go. "Ah." And as I ride up to him, I say, "We'll deal with you in a minute." And I cast sleep at 2nd level.
Ooh.
Yes.
That is
What's the
no
radius
saves.
of sleep?
90 feet. Not radius. It's
It's a sphere, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's 20 feet. But I'm going to. It's creatures within 20 feet of a point I choose.
Okay. So, so just to clarify, you're targeting the guy, not the wyvern.
The guy, not the wyvern.
Oh,
No, I'm putting.
cool.
I want to put him down because I think it would be easier to interrogate a man than a wyvern.
Sure.
Sound logic.
Yes. Here we go. That's 7 at 2nd level, so it's 7d8.
Fucking hell.
Right, count with me, children. That is an 8,
8.
followed by a 3,
11.
11, followed by 2 5s, so 21,
21.
followed by a 4,
25.
followed by a 6,
31.
31.
followed by another 6.
37.
37 sleepies.
Yay!
Yay!
Is,
Again.
how sleepy is he,
Four.
Wayne? Is he all tuckered out?
Do the dragon.
He drops to the ground in a deep
Yeah!
snooze,
Shush.
leaving only a wyvern above you, looking rather aggressive.
Lovely. I would like to finish my my movement by riding up to him with my horse, point my sword down at him, look up at the wyvern, and just say, "Down."
So you're pointing your sword at him whilst he's
At
asleep.
his prone body,
To kind of
whilst looking up at the wyvern, to go like,
Intimidate the wyvern into
or infuriate. Either works.
Okay. Do you want to give me a? Do you want to give me an intimidation check?
Yeah. That's a terrible roll, but let's see what my that's a 5, even with my modifier.
The wyvern kind of lets out a very hissy kind of roar down towards you. Marvellous does not seem keen on landing at this point.
Or not. You can stay there too.
Anything else, Marvellous?
No, that's me.
Lovely. Saga, you're up next. Sergei has just ran towards you, away from the guy that is now asleep. And you have an image of Marvellous trying to look heroic, and looking pretty heroic, to be fair, as he points his sword at the guy on the ground. The wyvern now just hissing at him. The wyvern, again, still about 40 feet in the air from the ground.
Okay. He's asleep. I'm going to run over to the asleep assassin
Okay.
and tie him up for questioning later.
Okay, I presume you have rope.
Of course I have rope.
All right, could I get a sleight of hand check from you then, please, which determines how well your knot is tied?
Okay, I'm not trying to hide tying his hands from the rest of the party.
No.
Okay, sleight of hand. 22.
Oh, a worthy knot. All right, 22 rope. All right. So you spend your turn just kind of tying this guy up, then, who is still in a slumber at this point. Anything else? Any bonus action you want to take?
He ain't going nowhere. Nope.
Okay.
How much of my movement did I just use?
Probably about 20 foot.
20 foot. Okay, and well, the thing's up high anyway. Am I directly underneath?
Not quite directly underneath, but it's only by like 5 foot or so. So practically directly underneath.
Then I will wait for my next turn.
Okay, alright. Thorik.
Hello.
Hello.
So how far away is this wyvern from me?
So it's 40 feet in the air. I would say probably in the region of about 50 feet. I'm not going to do Pythagoras theorem, but call it 50 feet.
Haven't used it since school. Why start now?
Well, indeed.
Oh dear. How far am I away from my fellows?
So Saga is only about 10 foot away from you. Likewise, Marvellus as well. Sergei is a little bit further back from the rest of them. He is about 20 feet away from you.
Cool. Oh, tricky, innit? I can't remember if I gave Sergei the grappling hook or just sort of gestured it to him if he wanted it. I can't remember. Possibly just gestured to him with it. Possibly was like, if you want it, it's here. I think. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Either or. I will acquire the grappling hook.
Okay.
And I'd like to hold my action to, if it's 50 foot, but I wouldn't necessarily think that I could like throw it up 40 feet, 50 feet in the air. That might be challenging. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to hold an action. If it comes any closer to try and get it, I'm going to try and like hook it through a wing and then like pull it down is my intention.
Okay. But you're readying that for if it comes low enough.
Yeah. It basically, if it comes in range, I'm like taking the thing back and I'm kind of spooling out the rope so that someone else can grab hold as well if they choose to, if it becomes relevant. I'm just like, don't know how good I'm going to be at this sort of thing. I lassoed a goat once that was running mock in the temple. This is basically the same thing, right? Just spinning this.
Cool.
Just spinning it, readying it to razzle a wyvern.
Of course. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
All right. Cool.
That's me.
So, what's the? I'm trying to look for a grappling hook here. I presume it's something that needs to be tied onto the end of a rope. So we'll call that a. I'll be generous and call that bonus action for you to tie it to the end of the rope.
Sure. I probably would have had it attached to it, but then like
I mean, sure.
Kind of
I was just trying
something I haven't said, which is fair enough. So yeah. Like,
well, no, I'm just because I'm trying to work out what that range would be for you, which presumably is then tied to the rope itself. So we'll call it. 50
yeah.
foot.
I think this is retconning something. So like obviously having it officially attached to his 50 foot of rope is how he would store it. Like that's just my mind.
Sure.
I appreciate I haven't said that before.
My point is though, I mean technically it is already in range because I said 50 feet. So if you've got 50 foot of rope, it's technically already within range.
Okay, I will essentially wait. Trigger wise, I'll wait till it's between 30 and 20.
Okay.
Because I assume that will be easier than like it being at the very zenith to kind of like
all right.
Yeah.
So
I'm waiting for it to come closer.
Doing a ranged grapple is essentially what we're doing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think that's how I'll rule it. A ranged grapple. Okay. Cool. So you're gonna wait till it gets a little bit closer, and then
I think so, because then also there'll be more slack for other people to hold on to rather than me just literally holding on to the end of it.
Sensible. Okay. Cool. All right. Anything else you want to do there, Thorik? I presume that's probably.
That's me, thank you.
All right. So it is, in fact, the Wyvern's go. And it is going to immediately begin to dive bomb down towards Marvellus at this point. So, Thorik, would you like to give me this is going to be an opposed athletics check at range, essentially.
Excellent.
Well, actually, no, I suppose it probably needs a dex saving throw from it. If it's at range to a grappling hook. Yeah, let's do a dex saving throw for him against your athletics score that you roll.
Lovely. Cool. Come on, athletics. Okay. Not great, not terrible. I've got good athletics, but it wasn't the best roll, so it's a 16.
All right. So as it dive bombs down, would you like to describe you hurling this grappling hook towards it?
So he's just like, oh, right, we're going. Right, if someone could get the other end of this rope, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, just kind of like sails it up.
All right. Okay.
Almost kind of like a shot put, kind of does a little skip and just.
All right. So, as you hurl this grappling hook, you manage to wrap it round this wyvern. As it's already dive bombing down to the ground anyway, it is going to land. But really, at this point, you're essentially keeping it from flying off any further. So you're keeping it grounded as you're holding on with this grappling hook. So obviously, its speed essentially now becomes 0. I won't do falling damage because it was already going down anyway, but
it knows what it's doing.
Yeah, exactly. So it manages to land, but now it won't be able to take flight again, at least whilst you've got this grappling hook wrapped around it as you're kind of pulling hard. So it is now grounded and grappled. However, Marvellus, you are still within range, as are you, Saga, as well, because you're both stood around this dark clothed man. So it's going to get to make 2 attacks. First of all, it's going to try and take a bite out of you, Marvellus. Oh, jeez. Which is going to presumably fail to do with a 11. No, a... Hang on. Maths. 13 against your armor class. I presume that misses.
Yes, so he reaches out to bite me, but fortunately, thanks to the grappling hook, just snaps at my face.
Nice. And you get a little bit of spittle all over you.
A bit of breath.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's about it. And in its anger, it is going to swing its tail around, which has got a nice big stinger on the end, and it's going to swing it towards Saga. Oh man, this dice is going in dice jail. That's going to be a 11 against your armor class.
Well, nice try, but no. And I will use riposte.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
Go for it. So roll to hit, please.
Mm-hmm. That is a 24 to hit.
Oh, which absolutely it will, as you manage to plunge your blade into its scaly hide.
Right, 2d6, and I need to double check. Does riposte give any? It does give some damage buff.
Damage buff?
Yes.
Damage buff.
Damage beef.
10 plus 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage, very nice.
That'll do.
Certainly will. Alright. So, alright. It's only injured at this point as you plunge your blade in. Not catching any vital organs at this point, but certainly creating quite a large wound as it lets out a hiss and a roar and flails about a little bit in response and kind of focuses its attention in on you, Saga, as it's now hissing in your face.
I've dealt with pets before.
Alrighty. Next up then would have been the man in black, but he is asleep. So, Sergei, it is your move. You are...
Oh yeah, no, don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, you are about... what was your movement? 25?
Yes.
So you're about 25 feet away from all of the action right now.
Brilliant.
The Wyvern on the ground, seemingly protecting this guy who is snoozing. What would you like to do?
Looking at the Wyvern, I'm just going to go, "You stupid pigeon!" And cast Vicious Mockery. To make a Wisdom saving throw for me.
I certainly can. Oh my god! That's a fail with a 3.
All those high rolls are coming back to bite you.
Talk me through.
I rolled 6 hit points of psychic damage to the Wyvern as
Very
I put dishonor on its name and heritage, and then it also has disadvantage on its next attack roll as well.
Nice.
Let
Very
me just
good.
double check that. And disadvantage on next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
And after that, I'm oh, do I move back in? No, I'll keep my distance for now.
Righto. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Sergei calls this thing a pigeon, which seems to upset it greatly. Marvellous, you're now up next. You have the would-be assassin at your feet, and the Wyvern flailing about, seemingly more pissed off with Saga right now than yourself. What would you like to do?
I would like to move my sword from pointing at the downed fellow
Yes.
to his mount.
Yes.
Mutter some secretive words under my breath as my sword begins to glow.
Ooh.
As I use my bonus action to cast Magic Weapon.
Ooh, magic weapon.
Which
All right.
gives me +1 bonus attack rolls and damage rolls, and it becomes magical.
All right.
And so, I am going to, with my action, attack.
Attack.
How about you? Is this creature flanked?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay. But you are fighting it, aren't you, Saga?
Yes, you are kind of. You were, because this is a large creature.
Yeah.
Saga was placed near the man. The Wyvern is just behind the man, kind of looking over you. It has a reach of 10 foot.
Yes,
at this
it
point.
does.
So one of you would have to move to behind the Wyvern to get.
Yes, I will circle it
Yes.
without leaving its range, and try and strike it in the stinger from behind.
Oh, nice.
To position myself in an advantageous position.
Indeed. Well, then roll with advantage for your advantage.
Lovely. So the higher of those two, so I get the extra +1 to hit. Where's my +1? That's a +8. So that is a 19 to hit.
A 19 will certainly hit as you plunge your glowing
Lovely.
blade into its tail, pinning it to the ground for a brief moment as it
Fantastic.
squeeze in pain.
Amazing. I would like to declare a divine smite.
Of course you would.
Of course I would. Lovely. Let me prepare that. So that's my regular attack, +5, and then I get an extra 2d8, I believe it is. Lovely. So that will be, count with me, children. That is 8
8
+5.
13.
13.
Had to think then, didn't you? +3,
16.
and then I get a +5 to my damage.
21.
21.
So that is 21 radiant magical damage to him.
I'm losing my mind.
Very nice.
When do we get the Capri Suns?
It is now bloodied. So would you like to describe how you are bloodying it with your...
Yes, so I
Smite.
bring down the glowing sword on the sort of the tail and hack the tail partially off, deep into it, and I go, oh, nearly. Well, give it once, you don't succeed, and I'm going to smack it again.
Oh, joyous.
I loved how you said the word hack there.
Hack.
Hack.
Hacked it. Well, that is then going to be a 24.
24 is certainly going to hit, of course.
Is going to hit. And I am not going to, as I remember the situation we're in on the road, I'm not going to Divine Smite this time. I think I might need to do some resource management at some point. So I'm just going to do the regular damage, which is going to be 5 plus 5, 10.
10 points of damage. Not enough to take it down, of course, but enough to cause more pain and aggravation to the tail of this thing. Not lopping it off entirely, but it's certainly half hanging.
Floppy.
Yes. Yes. Nice. Anything else you'd like to do, Marvellous?
No, that is all. I shall keep my position.
Righto. So, Saga, you're up next. You're now flanking this wyvern as Marvellous is hacking with his glowing blade at the tail of this wyvern. It's very angry and very hurt. What would you like to do? You appear to be muted, Annina.
You're in the zone of silence.
Ah, it's because someone was doing something loud outside. I would like to do the same on the other end.
Hack at its neck.
Yeah.
Very well.
Right. Let's just do a straight attack for now.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Oh,
Eh,
nice.
Thank you, guys.
Um,
You're being so nice to me.
So you swing your blade onto the neck of this wyvern, this long serpentine neck that it has. Roll for damage for me.
12 points of damage.
Oh, very nice.
What was the damage?
No counting required.
As yes, you manage to create quite a gash in the side of its neck. At this point, a little bit of blood squirts out onto you, which is lovely. Anything else you'd like to do?
Extra attack.
Of course.
Oh, not with a nat 1.
Was that with advantage?
It was not.
Because he's flanked!
You are flanked.
That is, maths. What is it? Again, 18 to hit. Thank you.
An 18 will certainly hit as you bring your blade down once again.
That is 10 points damage.
Very nice.
Yes.
Still not enough to take it down, not even enough to get it into critical condition, but these two huge gash marks
Rude.
on its long snake-like neck. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's just rude. Is someone holding on to the grappling hook?
Thorik is currently grappling, yes.
Can I? Does it need? That would be an action, so I can't grab it. That's an action, so no, I've used my action.
Okie doke.
That is it.
Righto. In which case, Thorik, you are currently grappling this wyvern.
I'm fine. So, my fellows seem to be doing a very good job of damaging this thing. Is it possible to try to restrain the creature by sort of tying him up a bit?
It's certainly possible to try. This thing is very big, however.
It is.
You would... Well, so I presume what you're trying to do is tie it up so that you don't have to hold on to the grappling hook.
Not necessarily, just kind of like... I'm trying to... meta speaking, I'm trying to... What I'm asking, is it possible to give it the restrained condition, which would then benefit us all greatly?
Okay.
Or is it possible to try and disable the tail, or at least make it more difficult for it to use its tail, because that seems to be quite horrid.
I would say your best bet to keep this simple. Your best bet, if you wanted to, because I don't think you're going to get fully disable the tail.
No.
Because you probably don't have enough rope to stop it from flinging a tail around. But if you were to restrain it, it would have disadvantage on its attack rolls, which would probably achieve close to what you're trying to achieve.
No, yeah, that would be great.
So you could attempt to restrain it with the rope. You'd be doing a sleight of hand check to see how well you could tie it up, which would be the DC for it to have to beat a competing athletics check.
I'm not great at those, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm still holding onto the rope, so it's still grappled.
Sure.
I'm going to try and sleight of hand it. So essentially, it's kind of swooping, like trying to create mini lassos around it to try and like tie up a wing. Like it's not going to like hold it down to the ground, but just kind of getting enough rope over the thing so that it's not able to move as easily. Essentially,
Okay. All
is
right.
what I'm going to go for.
Yeah, give it a go.
So sleight of hand.
Yes. I've already rolled the check.
It's an 8.
8 total.
8 total.
I'm afraid it is a little bit too strong to be restrained by your rope at this point against a 12 on the athletics.
That's fine. That's totally fine. He's trying to remember his knots. That he's just like, say right, end over end. And he just resigns to like digging his heels in and like putting tension on the rope, and just kind of like pulling it as much as possible. Much more difficult than the goat.
So that's your action. You do have bonus action left to do. I will presume you've probably moved at this point, because you'll have to get close to the wyvern to try and wrap it round with rope.
Sure. Yeah. Probably done that. Bonus action wise, don't have much in the tank. I think I'm just going to leave it there and just put tension on it. And just leave that there.
Okie dokie. So now it is the wyvern's go. There's not much it can do because it can't take off and fly away right now, courtesy of Thorik's grappling ook. So I think it's going to have to make a couple of attacks again.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage. Is it on attack rolls the next turn or just the first attack roll?
I believe it's just the first attack. I'll double check though.
Okay.
On the next attack roll, yeah. So just
Okay.
just the next one it makes.
So it's going to take a bite at Saga with disadvantage. Oh man, that was my first roll above 10 for ages. And then the other roll was a 6 on the dice.
Yes.
I mean, that's still going to be a 13 against your armor class Saga, but I presume that's nowhere near enough for you.
No, I'm wearing armor.
just to be sure. I am wearing my armor. Alright, so it tries to take a snap at you, Saga, but you're just slightly too quick for it as it's kind of being dragged away by Thorik. So it's going to swing its rather limp-looking tail at Marvellus. For a 18 against your armor class?
Oh, that would hit. Were my AC not 19?
You troll. Alright. So
Hating the DM, risky.
so that's a 19 armor class you got, so that's a miss, unfortunately, as it whips its
Clang.
tail around. Yeah. And you
Shield.
let your shield take the bulk of it, as it just hits with as you say, a clang. Damn it. That is going to be its go then. The man is still asleep. Sergei, that brings us to the top of round 5, and your go.
Would I, in theory, be able to move all the way up and jump on its head in my movement speed?
Would you be able to move and jump on its head? So you got a movement speed of 25, right?
Yeah.
You have stayed put with where you were.
Yes.
I don't think you're going to have... You'd be able to dash to potentially do it, but not with a single move.
Okay. You know what? We're going for it. I'm going to dash, and I'm going to jump on the back of its head, and Sergei's going to try and dig his hands into anything that causes this creature pain to make it rear its head back and reveal its neck for the rest of the party.
Okay.
If possible.
Let me see here. Well, I mean, the revealing its neck thing is mostly flavor anyway, so...
Yeah.
So, yes, alright. Give me a... You're going to jump onto the back of its neck and trying to stay on like a... what's that called?
Rodeo.
Rodeo, that's it.
Yeah.
I think we're probably going for an animal handling check there to see if you could
brilliant.
stay on.
That's a +2. Not as brilliant. For a 12. So not as brilliant as I thought.
But brilliant enough as you manage to leap onto the back of this wyvern, clutching onto it as it's kind of flailing its head about. As now Sergei is atop this wyvern, trying to pull its head back so you can see
His neck.
the soft
Get
part
its
of its neck. All right. Meanwhile, at the rear of this wyvern, Marvellous. What would you like to do?
Well, I think it's it's been working so far, so let's continue to heck, shall we?
All right, and you do indeed have advantage because it is being flanked at every
Lovely.
turn by all of you.
Oh, which is good because that was a natural one.
Okay, well, yes, that's good.
That's slightly better, but that will still be a. Usually, might have to scale 12 for my first attack.
12, I'm afraid, is going to miss.
A whiff.
Its tail just moves a little too quickly for you to strike.
Stay still. Like bring it back for another strike. Which again, I'm glad that I've got advantage because that's 2, and this one, which is 21.
21 will certainly hit.
Lovely. Let's do some damage. That will be a 6 + 5, 11 magical damage.
11 magical damage. Not enough to take it out, but certainly enough to get it into critical condition. So would you like to describe how you go about
donkey, go down.
You win!
All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Marvellous?
No, I shall leave it there. Thank you.
All right. Saga, then. You are at the front of the wyvern, which is being yanked about by by Sergei.
Please.
He's clinging on for dear life.
Sergei, don't fall off. She's going to do what she does best and sword fight.
All right.
I am going to, if this hits, I will use one of my dicey dues.
Righty-ho.
That is 18 to hit.
18 to hit will certainly hit, as with the assist from Sergei yanking on its head, you managed to strike at its neck, so roll for damage for me.
And I will use, which one of my fancy dice will I use? Maneuvering attack in case anyone wants to move.
All right.
Half their speed. 3, 8 plus 11 points damage.
How are you finishing it?
Yes!
Yay! Can I, as it's trying to snap at me, get it in its mouth?
Ooh, and plunge the blade up through the... Like Harry Potter and the Basilisk.
How far does a blade come through the mouth?
It's a great sword, so it depends how. Maybe he's like here.
So he kind of rolls back and is like holding on backwards,
Yeah.
like a rodeo, and then the sword kind of comes up between his
Yeah.
legs.
Saga's a very good aim. So,
Hey there, Questers. I just wanted to take a quick moment to say a huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Your support really helps to keep this channel going strong. So I wanted to give a special shout out to each and every one of you, our incredible patrons and YouTube members, who are Woodstrapper, Simon Jelly, Martin C, Gallus, Gary Lloyd, James Hamilton, J.R. Bellaston, Robert Treadwell, Jason Udall, Jason Bradwell, Nigel Raggett, Rebecca Hill, Giles McGee, and Caesars. Honestly, your support truly makes a huge difference, and we appreciate you more than we can express. And to those of you who haven't yet joined, I would invite you to consider becoming a patron or YouTube member. Not only will you unlock fantastic benefits, including early access to videos, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and access to our Discord channel, but you'll also be directly contributing to the growth and success of this channel. But to everybody, thank you again for all of your support and helping us to tell these incredible adventures together.